When it comes to staggering fortunes, few names spark as much awe and curiosity as Elon Musk. As the CEO of Tesla and SpaceX, Musk has soared to become the richest person in the world, amassing a net worth that recently surpassed $400 billion. His wealth is built on the foundations of innovation, risk-taking, and a relentless drive to redefine the boundaries of technology. Yet, in the shadowy corners of history, there are whispers of another kind of wealth, one that was forged not in boardrooms and laboratories, but in the ruthless underworld of organized crime. Among the legendary figures of this darker domain, one name stands out: Pablo Escobar, the notorious Colombian drug lord whose empire once rivaled the riches of entire nations. To truly understand the scale of Escobar's fortune, one must step back to the 1980s, a time when his Medellin cartel held a grip on the global cocaine trade. At the height of his power, Escobar's net worth was estimated to be around $30 billion, a sum that, when adjusted for inflation, exceeds $60 billion in today's money. His wealth was so vast that he reportedly spent thousands of dollars each month simply to purchase rubber bands to bundle his stacks of cash, and even lost millions to rats that chewed through his hidden stashes. Escobar's money bought him sprawling estates, private zoos, fleets of vehicles, and the ability to influence politicians and law enforcement alike. But the nature of Escobar's wealth was fundamentally different from the fortunes built by today's tech moguls. Every dollar was stained by blood, secrecy, and the constant threat of violence. The source of his income, illegal drugs, meant that his empire was always at risk of being seized, dismantled, or destroyed by rivals or governments. The true extent of his fortune remains shrouded in mystery, with much of it lost, hidden, or confiscated after his death. Unlike Musk's publicly traded companies and investments, Escobar's riches were always precarious, teetering on the edge of collapse. Contrast this with Elon Musk, whose fortune has been built through legal enterprise and relentless innovation. Tesla, his flagship company, is valued in the hundreds of billions, with its stock price continuing to climb as electric vehicles become the new standard. SpaceX, another crown jewel, has revolutionized space travel and satellite technology, securing contracts with governments and private companies around the globe. More recently, Musk's foray into artificial intelligence with XAI has added billions more to his net worth, as investors place their bets on his vision of the future. The difference between these two fortunes is not just in their size, but in their legacy. Escobar's empire, though colossal, was ephemeral. When he fell, so did his wealth, leaving behind little more than stories and ruins. Musk's wealth, on the other hand, is tied to companies and technologies that continue to shape the world. Electric cars that reduce pollution, rockets that reach for the stars, and AI systems that push the boundaries of what machines can do. In the end, no mob boss has ever truly surpassed the wealth that Musk commands today. Even Escobar, with all his cunning and ruthlessness, could not build an empire that would last beyond his own lifetime, or rival the sustained and transparent riches of a modern industrialist. The story of the richest mob boss and the richest entrepreneur is one of contrasts. Fleeting infamy versus enduring influence, fear versus inspiration, and destruction versus creation. The world remembers both men, but for very different reasons. One as a cautionary tale, the other as a symbol of what is possible when vision and ambition are channeled into changing the world.